All right, boys and girls, so we are going to jump back to fractions. We're in chapter 9, adding and subtracting unlike fractions. So you are on page 639. You'll notice that you don't actually have the volume 2 textbook, and that's okay. You have it online on Canvas, just like through the Connected link, how we've accessed it before. You'll just do the exact same thing. And you can go ahead and write your answers in your journal or in a notebook or in the paper with your math folder. All of that works for me as long as you're showing your work. All right, so we're on page 639, and we're going to do a few problems. Your task today is to do problems 3 through 14. Let's go ahead and look at the first one. We have 1/3 plus 1/5. So I'm going to move over here. Make sure that's working. There we go. Move over here to my whiteboard. I have 1/3 plus 1/5. And you'll remember, right, from your video yesterday that our first step is we need to notice we are adding two fractions that have an unlike denominator. So what does that mean? That means, let's just say I have, say this is my whole. If I'm dividing it into 3 pieces, it looks like this. But if I take the same piece, this is my same whole, and divide it into 5 pieces, what happens to the size of my slices? They're smaller, right? So 1/3 and 1/5, because they aren't the same sizes, I can't just really add them together. It won't give me an accurate portrayal of what's going on. So we are going to go ahead, and the first thing we need to do is we need to find the least common multiple between 3 and 5. So what number can I use that 3 and 5 both go into so that I can I can make them have a common denominator, and therefore then I can add them. So step number 1, find LCM. LCM is the same as LCD because our multiple is going to become our denominator. So just looking at 3 and 5, is there a number you can think of that 3 and 5 can both be multiplied into? So the first number that comes up for me is 15. I know I can multiply 3 and 5 together and get 15. Is there a smaller number? Can I multiply 3 by anything else and get a smaller number that 5 can also go into? Let's try it. So let's say 5 can go into 10, right? 5 times 2 is 10. Can I multiply 3 by anything to get to 10? What about, let's go smaller, what about 9? 3 times 3 equals 9, so that works. But 5 times what equals 9? Can you multiply 5 times anything and get to 9? Nope. So if it helps you to work up the different factors, that's totally fine. You can go 1 times 3, 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4, 3 times 5, all the way up until you find a number that 3 and 5 both go into that's the lowest option, the first option you run into. Okay, so I hope I didn't make that more confusing. So basically now, our 1/3 needs to get to something over 15. I'm going to make a little bit of space over here. So blank over 15. And we talked about this a little bit, guys. And this might be a review for some of you. What number am I going to multiply 3 by to get to 15? 3 times 5, good, equals 15. What number am I going to multiply the 1 by? So I hope right now in the back of your head you're hearing my little voice always telling you whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. Good. So if I multiplied 3 by 5, I'm going to multiply this 1 also by 5. So I end up with 5 over 15, which is equal to 1 over 3. But now we're on our way to making these denominators the same so we can add them. That's our goal here. So we're done with that one. We're going to give it a check. Now let's do 1 over 5. How do we get 1/5 to 15 land? see here. What did I multiply 5 by to get to 15? 3 times 1 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. Good, I multiplied by 3. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the top. 3 times 1 is 3. So when I look at my new fractions, what's my denominator doing now? Is it the same? It is. 15 over here, 15 over here. So now I'm just going to add those little guys. 5 over 15 plus 3 over 15. Wonderful. Now we can add straight across. 5 plus 3 is 8. 15. We don't actually add this 15 together. We keep it the same now. And now 8 over 15. Kind of fun, huh? All right, so that's what you're going to do for the rest of them. We will do one more problem together. All right, boys and girls, so let's do a little trickier one for our second problem. Let's go ahead and look all the way back to forward to number 14. 3/8 plus 2/5 equals W over 40. Looks fun, looks like a puzzle. Okay, and so we're trying to find that unknown value, and that unknown value is W. So this is the problem we're writing down. Number 14, 3/8 plus 2/5 equals W over 40. Let's go ahead and go back to our board. Okay, 3/8 plus, I have to go back and look, plus 2/5. 2/5 equals W over 40. So here, it's kind of like they already created our roadmap for us, right? Let's go ahead and proceed as though we don't know as if we didn't have any of this information, and let's see if we can figure out a pattern. So if I were trying to solve this and I have two numbers with unlike denominators, I would do exactly like what I did for my first problem. I would work through my multiples of 8 and 5 and try to find one where they link up and it's the lowest number possible. So you might just know the answer. You can look at this and maybe assume that it's 40. But if you want to work through it, you're welcome to. And a way you could do that is working out your multiples of 8. So 1 times 8 equals 8. 2 times 8 would be 16. 3 times 8, 24. So forth and so on. All the way up. I'm just going to get us speed up a little further to 40. And you would do the same thing with 5. 2 times 5, or I guess you start with 1 times 5. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 5 is going to be 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. So I can see that my lowest common multiple, my least common denominator, is going to be 40. I multiply 8 times 5. That gives me 40. There's no other number that 5 also goes into that is lower than 40. So that's why we're there. All right, now let's proceed with our second step. So I'm going to take this fraction, 3/8, and I need to get it to 40. That's my denominator that I'm shooting for, and I need to figure out what I need to do with that 8 to get it to 40, because that's going to be what I do to the top number. So what's going to take me to 40? 8 times what equals 40? Well, you can work through your multiples of 8, or you can just have this memorized, which all of you should. 8 times 5 equals 40. Now remember, whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top, so I'm going to multiply 3 times 5. 3 times 5 equals 15. Okay, so I'm done with my first number. Let's do the same thing to 2/5. 2/5, and I'm taking it to 40 land. Here we go. What car do I need to take to get to the 40? What number am I going to multiply the 5 by to get to 40? Well, you can do it on your hands. You can do it with your multiples of 5 over here, or preferably you just have it memorized. 5 times 8 equals 40. Remember, whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So I'm going to multiply that 2 also by 8. 2 times 8 equals 16. All right, so at this point, you should have a pretty good idea of what we need to do next. What's our last little piece to bring this whole thing together? Exactly. We need to add our 2 new fractions. 15 over 40 plus 16 over 40. 15 plus 16, let's add those up. I have 15 plus 16, so that's 11, 31 for the top. And then remember that 40 stays the same on the bottom, so my answer ends up being 31 over 40. So what does W equal? This W equals simply 31. And I don't know why it's so messy like that. 31. There we go. Cool. Remember, guys, you have all the tools you need to be able to do this successfully. This is a really good opportunity to review your multiplication tables if you're feeling a little rusty on that. And make sure you're really solid with this stuff, guys, because we are going to just cruise right ahead. Okay, and remember you're doing page 639, 3 through 14, and make sure you join the math lesson at 9 o'clock if you need additional help, or, you should just actually join anyways. Okay, good luck and goodbye.